how do you feel about, so in my format, in my restaurant, chef actually, we come in, him and I and another kitchen manager, us three would prep from 12 till about 5 or so. And the way he figures is, you know, it's his own, literally he will make everything and then we just have the cooks cook as 5 p.m. rolls out. How do you feel about that? Because like, I get it. We're trying to save labor and it's such a small restaurant to begin with. And I really feel like you get to express more, but at the same time, there's a lot of, now we're also doing desserts. We're doing canapes. We're doing fucking amuse-bouche. We're doing all the little dumb, stupid little shits. Yeah. Instead of just, I don't know. I guess for that format of that restaurant, it works, but.
So you're saying the cooks just come in and cook?
Yeah, so we would prep all the way to about 5 o'clock. The 2 cooks would come in like 4:30. So they would set up their station and then they would just cook. You know, they would help plate and everything, and we would be there for service soon.
In all honesty, I don't mind doing the big projects, but I think cooks should have ownership as well. When you prep out your own mise en place, listen, you ain't gonna fuck it up, right? You're gonna take much more pride in your cooking ability, especially if you're doing the bulk of the prep. Now I get it. Filleting fish at 5 o'clock before service doesn't make sense. You know, making sauce, long projects. But as far as like knife cuts, getting the station set up, and most of the prep for the dishes, I think that's very important for the cook. So they have ownership and they have time management. But in all honesty, it depends on the operation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't sit here and say that. Like when I was running Hotel Bel Air with, you know, a big squad of cooks, the thing is they didn't have time, right? They were coming in already cooking orders. You know what I'm saying? So it was like,
they're coming in behind.
AM, yeah, and this is what made me so mad. When I first started, man, the AM cooks, they would be chilling until 11 o'clock. Chilling. Wow. And I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm like, you guys are here 4 hours before a ticket rolls in? Bro, I'm like, no. And then I'm like, I want to see your list. And they'd be writing their list on a little freaking napkin on a seafold. I'm like, no, we need a station list. And I'm telling you, they were mad, but we got so much more organized. We had stations lists for every single station. We updated it daily. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's important. You have to take in consideration like what your model is. But I will tell you right now, you having a knife on the cutting board with the other chef stops you from bringing in more business, right? Correct. Your focus is on getting the line set up, and you're not focused on, you know, knocking on doors down the street. You know, acquiring more revenue, bro. That's the only way you're gonna get a raise, dude. Casey, fuck this, bro. I don't care what anybody says, man. If you go to your chef or your boss in 6 months from now, and you say, "Hey, I've been here for a year. Can I get a 10% increase, 20% increase?" He's gonna laugh at you, right?
No, I know he's gonna laugh at me. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you take that. You take that same energy right now, and you go, you know, hand out your business card to the closest 20 businesses around you, and you say, "Hey, come see me at the restaurant. I'm the chef over here. I'm the chef de cuisine," right? This is how I was able to get an increase. When people came and started saying my name, guess what I did? I went in and I told the server, "Hey, make sure that's my comp table." After a couple months and say, "Hey, listen, just with me starting here, I was able to cut this P&L line down, this P&L line down. And also I was able to drive this much revenue," right? And I think that's more important than saying, "Oh, but you know, we prepped the whole line." No, that shit don't matter, bro. You know what matters? Bringing money to the bottom line or the top line revenue, right?
That is all.
A good example that it doesn't matter. Like a good example is like, Casey, if I were you, I'd be running specials of like higher end items, even though you don't make food cost on them. You know, like you can honestly leverage that and say, "Hey, I'm getting higher ticket average," right?
Yes.
Higher per person head. Trust me, it works, man. I remember when I was in Vegas, like we had 2 sections. We had the dining room and the cafe, which was like lower end. But you know what I did? Dude, I crushed it with small plates.
Oh, yeah.
Like easy money, man. Little appetizers, little small plates, bar bites, super quick food. Hey, a bowl of popcorn, truffle popcorn, bro. You know what I'm saying? For the table. And I was able to increase dude, people love it. I was able to, because what I realized, a lot of people were coming in very quick to go to a show, business meeting, whatever it is. It was in the Forum Shops in Las Vegas. And I increased the check average by almost $6 to $7 per head. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
perfect. That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think that is more important than doing your line cooks prep.
Correct.
If you know what I mean.
Most definitely. So give you perspective, Chef had to take a break for a good 4 weeks. He had an out service procedure on his knee, so he was out actually. So I took care of all the ins and outs. But just going through our P&Ls and like for that month that I was in charge, I was like, hey, I increased food costs by literally 1.5%. Like we ended at 23.2 instead of 24.7. That's pretty damn huge. Check average, I was telling servers to give me an extra plate of dessert instead. Like, cause a lot of people like the desserts, and our desserts are pretty tiny. They're like 4 ounce, 5 ounce little things. I was like, give them an extra one. Or how about give them, we have like a little cafe add-on that we do as well, like a hazelnut coffee. I was like, push the hell out of that. I know I'm gonna lose just a little bit, but as long as they can keep staying on the table, not a big deal.
Sure.
So the end of that month, I grossed out like an extra, like I think 6,000 from what I can remember, just being in there.
That's amazing.
So that's not too bad on a small scale restaurant. So imagine if that we were just focusing on sales, if I were like out and about, literally just trying to get people in there. But then again, like I said, his health is.
You know what though? Do you do inventory? Do you do like a food inventory?
Yeah.
Yeah, I made the biggest mistake by driving food costs down so much. It completely screwed me for the next year.
Oh, because you were so good.
Bro.
I know it.
I was at 24%. And, it was part of a perk of the bonus. And I'm like, listen, I got this. Man, we were crushing it. 23%. I was using every single piece of trim you could imagine. You know what I'm saying? We didn't let anything go to waste, man. And you know what else a lot of people is underrated is costing out family meal. I don't know if you do family meal there.
Oh, bro, so whatever trims that we have, that goes family meal. I don't serve family meal like extra stuff.
No.
It just affects
me.
But
what I'm saying is put it through the micros, my man. Put it through the micros. Oh,
I understand you. Yeah.
Track it. Okay.
Yeah.
You say I want $20 per person for family meal for food costs. It comes out of my kitchen. Mm-hmm. All right, bro, get that bread, cuz. So what I was saying is I remember driving the food cost down for several months for like at 23%. Our budget was 25. Next year, they changed the budget to 23.5.
Of course, because they saw your number. Now you're like, fuck, I got to hit that.
Yeah. And it made it rough, man. And so I got really smart and I'm like, nope, I'm going to stay away from food costs.
Uh-huh.
But you know what? It's all good. It is what it is.
I think like as long as you stay within like 0.5% of it, I think I'm okay with it, you know?
Yeah. And honestly, sometimes like you can play with the numbers with food costs, but it's just difficult. I wouldn't drive too low and I wouldn't I try to not mention it, but it's all good. The moral of the story is I think the chefs should, the chefs that are running the kitchen, running the restaurant should figure out how to drive more revenue. That's the bottom line, man.
That really is. It's such a different perspective talking to you because like that's how I'm programmed too. So like whenever I was at the mall a little earlier, like I would literally go out, hand out cards to the restaurant. It's like, hey man, stop in for lunch. Literally just we have this little special coming in right now. Stop in for lunch. I got you. Just mention my name, etc. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? You know where I scored big is the general. This is just it's a funny story. But the general manager for the Gucci store when I was at Spago, and he came in once and I was just randomly passing out business cards. Well, he reached out to me. He's like, listen, I hold a lot of business meetings and Spago's the best in Caesar's Palace. Yeah. So can I just hit you up whenever I come and you just roll out the red carpet for my clientele? And I'm like,
oh shit.
Absolutely. Bro, I'm talking about caviar and blinis for lunch, my guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mimosas, like for lunchtime, bro. VIP section booth. Dude, it was beautiful. No shortage of cash, dude. When Gucci's paying for it, doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? But this is what the chefs should be responsible for. And not being buried in the tickets at service. You need to be out in the dining room, least like touching tables and saying, hey, how is everything? How's the food? This is where we source this from. Wolfgang Puck was the one to tell me that. He's like, I don't want you over here. I want you over here.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's what's missing. I think so whenever we cook, even last night, I was telling Chef, I was like, bro, get the hell out of the kitchen. Literally go over there. I got it. Just go. Just go say hi. Go touch the stuff, whatever. I'll stay behind. Or if you want me to do it, I'll go out. He's like, no.
Yeah.
So just go check. And then he did that for a while, and he was going for out a bit. I was like, that's what you should be doing. Let me do the grunt work. You know, it's fine. Not a big deal. We only did like 40 covers last night. It wasn't too crazy. But just showing your face, touching bases in all tables. It's even it impacts so much. It's just crazy.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, not just
I kind of miss the restaurant business, but I don't like right now. What I'm doing is pretty cool. But let's get into MSG though, man. I had some.
Let's get into MSG.
I thought I was gonna get a lot more kickback and people being upset about it. Nothing but good responses. It kind of pissed me off a little bit. I was really hoping to get.
I think you should have started it more controversial.
Yeah, I know, but like, let's keep it real, man. Like, I think MSG is totally fine. Like, do I dump it in like 30 different things? No, absolutely not. But here's the thing. If you know, as a chef, you know, like if you're making some sort of broth or if you're making some sort of dish and, you know, you have dried shiitake or you're dehydrating something or Parmesan or whatever the case may be, dude, sometimes a pinch of MSG will bridge the gap of what you're looking for to bring the savoriness up to a level that is awesome. You know what I mean?
It gets the umami feel right at the back of your tongue. It's so subtle, like it's quite nice.
Yeah. Now I will be honest. I remember one time I had a cook that mixed MSG with salt, seasoning salt, and flaky sea salt, like MSG and flaky sea salt. And even though it was good, I was like, okay, this is fucking awkward, bro. Like, don't do this. I'm like, we don't need to do this. But I totally agree with what he was going for. And on the canapé he was using, but the problem is like it's not a controlled environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anybody could just grab the sea salt and finish a dish, but that was the only time I was like, nah, don't do this. This is ridiculous. Don't.
I guess my history with MSG is whenever somebody were to bring it up, you're like, oh, I don't know about MSG. You know, I'm allergic. And then my often combat would be, do you eat tomatoes, corn, or Parmesan cheese? They're like, yeah, absolutely. It's like, did you know MSG is naturally occurring in those foods? Stop them in their tracks right there. Literally just dumbfounded because they have no idea. So it kind of,
a lot of people don't. And to us chefs, it's kind of like a good example is corn. Like it's saying you're allergic to cornstarch, but you eat an ear of corn like it's no problem, right? Yeah. It's the same. It's the same shit, man. Like, and I know the negative connotation with it, but like, I'm going to post it on TikTok because I thought I was going to get, dude, I hate to say it, but I love it when people come after me in the comments or like start getting nasty in the comments because it drives engagement like crazy.
It really
you know what
does.
I mean?
Did you see that TikTok I sent you? I tagged you in for a sec. So you were doing
no,
I know you're on your phone, but you were doing the scallion thing, right? And you were doing the, you're growing out the fronds and shit. I just happened to literally watch your video as I was prepping. I had like a bunch of scallions. So I tagged you. I sliced it off and I threw it in the garbage. Well, anyway, spoiler. So you'll see it, bro. There's like a few people trying to come at you in the comments, and I'm like, yo, homie, you don't even know who this guy is. You don't even know. I know it's okay, but I'm just saying. I'm
gonna go comment. That's pretty funny. I'm gonna go comment.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. That's okay. Listen, dude. I receive a lot of hate, but the problem is none of these like. This is the problem that you have nowadays, man. Like none of these kids can back it up. Yeah. Like, bro, we're chefs. If I look, Casey, if I go to you and I say, yo, this dish, it's not good, right? You'd be like, oh, all right. And then I would tell you what I think, how it could be better, right? And then we talk about it. But yo, as chefs, we're used to get beat up. So like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Ain't no comments gonna ever get to me, bro. I'm like, dude, I'm a married man with 2 children. Okay, in my mid-30s, dog. I am not in high school, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, these kids on the internet, they just can't handle the heat. You know what I'm saying? Like, they cannot handle the direct feedback from people, whether they're right or wrong. There's a way to handle it properly. Yeah. Like, I have people genuinely interested in knowing the reason behind things, and I don't mind explaining it at all. Then you have people who are just trying to hate, and it's like, okay, that's cool. All right, go back to playing Fortnite. Like, I don't care. Like, it's fine. Like, but it is what it is.
Criticism should be taken really well, no matter how bad or how good it is, because it just makes you better, right? So, for example, like if we were to work together, you said, Case, that's a little too salty. Immediately, my response would be like, okay, like where do you think the process should be a little less? Because like I already know the process already in my head. Guide me through maybe what you're thinking. Maybe there's a step that I'm missing to get it to the level that it's acceptable. You know, this will be like a random conversation between you and I. But most people will be like, "Oh, this is too salty." Be like, "Oh, fuck, he just said I suck. What the hell is this now? I don't want to ever serve this. Like, screw this."
Well,
it shouldn't be that way.
You know what? You know what the common issue for that is what I realize is like a lot of young cooks and a lot of chefs, they don't take in consideration that the guest is going to eat the whole dish, the whole dish. So especially with pastas, especially if you're finishing it with Parmesan cheese, you know, if your pasta water is salted, like there's so many different layers of salt. The cook is only tasting one piece of pasta or one piece of noodle, so they think it might need more salt. But when you go to eat the whole dish, and that you know, you might perceive that it's too salty. And trust me, I am a firm believer. I would rather under-season a little bit than over-season and completely ruin somebody's experience, right?
Me too.
And I know, and trust me, man, when I was young too. Yeah, when I was young too, like I used to over-season a lot of things just because I used to smoke cigarettes and like I was just over. And then as I got older, I'm like, this is dumb. And then I got to a point where, bro, I would literally put a tablespoon in my pasta water of salt. Then I remember like even just a couple months ago or a couple, there's this term, like, I know we just got on the pasta water tangent, but like season the water like the ocean. And I think that's the dumbest thing ever.
It is.
I think that's a complete no. Don't do that. You know why? Because you don't want it to taste like the ocean, especially if you want to use the pasta for sauce or if you're finishing with Parmesan cheese. Like, bro, it should taste like as salty as a soup, right?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like a water soup. Like that's how you should season it. And it's funny because I had the pasta master come in the comments, Joe Sasto, and he's like, "Yeah, I couldn't agree more. This is such a common mistake where people over season the water, and it's just ends up being too salty."
Correct.
You know, like
we don't salt our water.
Yeah. I mean,
like
listen, you can do it. Look, there's nothing wrong with that. Bro, listen, I'll be honest, like, there's so many times where, like, if I'm making pasta for somebody or like, dude, I always, like, I'm not thinking about how seasoned my water is. I'm thinking about the dish as a final, right? And then work backwards from there. You know what I mean? Because if your pasta water's too salty and you're going, like, and that pasta water's going all service, it's just going to reduce down. You're going to keep adding water to it, adding salt. It's just a mess.
I mean, do you guys also used to do you use the water to sauce to finish the sauce?
Yeah,
like the pasta water,
absolutely.
Right? Yeah, that fucks it up like immediately. That's why I don't. Yeah, that's why we don't salt. I'm just like we're not.
And you know what? You're better off that way because people perceive pasta a little bit different. It can't be too confusing. It has to be simple. Like, bro, when I got into like extruding pasta, making fresh pasta, like I'm telling you, it's not really about. It's not all about the seasoning. It's all about the texture, the taste, the temperature, the flavor. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the salinity of the dish. It's about and this is another thing. A lot of people don't know how to make a proper glaze, you know, like a chicken stock glaze with chicken stock and butter to make an emulsified sauce. You know what I mean?
That's pretty
hard. I know you've gotten some pasta that's been just completely broken and, greasy.
Yes.
So.
100%. And how do we combat that? Well, you can restart it. That's how that goes. And I'm actually dreading in like 2 weeks. I mentioned to Chef I want to make a raviolo, and he was like, "Okay, but you're making the ravioli." I'm like, "Do I really want to make pasta right now? I really don't. I don't want to make pasta."
Do you have a pasta machine though?
Well, we have the KitchenAid plus the attacher. So
that's no way. Don't waste your time, bro.
I'm just like, do I really want to do it?
Do it.
I kind of don't. I really don't.
That KitchenAid pasta rollers ain't shit, man.
I know.
You got to get the one that I got the real deal one, man. It's not
the
that
one
much.
that you
it's
just
like
add everything, right? The one that you just add the stuff into it. Like you just put the flour.
That's the pasta extruder. I also have a pasta roller. Yeah, the extruder's way better, but it's more expensive. But you get the bang for your buck, man. I'm not gonna lie. Once you've had extruded fresh pasta, game changer.
Oh yeah, you know, it'd be nice to also not need the damn thing and have to babysit it. If it just comes out perfectly, that's amazing. But I don't think I want to make pasta.
Yeah, I feel you on that, man. It's a commitment. You have to make it. You have to make it every day too. You can't hold on to pasta for too long. You know.
It's a 2-day shelf life, in my opinion, especially when it's fresh like that. But we're also doing like 300 covers a week, so I'm like, do I really want to make 300 portions of pasta? I don't know. It was a bad suggestion. I was just trying to get ahead of it. I was just like,
like, would you put it on the tasting menu? Would you put it on the tasting menu, or?
It'd be on the tasting menu.
I mean, listen, man, it's a labor of love. But I'll be honest, I don't think it would be appreciated like you want it to be. You know. You know, and I would definitely not even do it with that freaking KitchenAid pasta roller. You need to buy a proper machine. It's like on web restaurant store. It's like $3,000 to $4,000. It's I think it's totally worth it if you're going to make a lot of pasta. But you also got to take in consideration pasta is a money maker.
It really is, dude.
It really is. I'm not gonna lie. Like as much as I hate making pasta and pizza, dog, I'm telling you, man. Like a margarita pizza, I remember costing that thing out at like $1.26.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sell it for, even if you sell it for 12, easy. You're still at 80% profit. You know what I'm saying? Compared to
pizza.
You make pasta dough, the only thing that's expensive is the egg yolks. And honestly, I love fresh egg yolks, don't get me wrong, but you can buy the second hand pasteurized carton ones. And I would argue that it's fine. Like I wouldn't even put your pride aside, you know. And ain't nobody separating 30,000 egg yolks, bro. No. Unless you're focused in pasta. Like I remember making that slight switch, and it was such a nightmare release because we used to have so much egg whites left over. You know what I'm saying? I know.
What would you do with it? Right?
And you can't put egg whites in any other dish, bro. And like pastry was like, stop giving me these. We don't want them. Don't give them to me. So.
I'm done making meringue today. Stop it. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. They put like a pavlova on the menu. Like it was pretty, I mean, listen, it is what it is, but that's the best part about working in a restaurant. Like you get to utilize stuff, but the problem is everybody's running into labor issues. There's no other shortage right now except for labor. Labor. I don't know how your restaurant's doing, maybe because it's small, but like, dude, other places, man, they're dying for cooks, dying for dishwashers.
There's only 5 of us.
Literally.
We're fine. It's been the same.
Yeah, you better take care of them, Casey. Hey, for real. You better like baby them and make sure that they are comfortable. Excuse my language. Seriously, because like, hey,
absolutely.
Here in San Francisco, Doug, we might go through another COVID bullshit thing again.
Are you?
Again.
Oof.
I think so, man. I think it's gonna happen, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie, man. I am so over California, bro. Like, I literally want to move out in the middle of nowhere and just start a homestead and just get away from everybody, you know?
Arizona would be great.
Yeah, Arizona, but it's hot. It's hot.
I know it's hot, but it's like perfect weather for bread. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. Hey, the fact. But like, I'm just so sick of it, man. So basically on August 20th, they're going to start where you have to show proof of vaccination in San Francisco.
Oh, they're rolling out already. Wow. That's pretty fast. Okay.
But the problem is it's wreaking chaos on the whole freaking, everybody's talking about it. I can't believe I'm talking about it right now, but it's like what people don't understand is it's not your rules. You know what I'm saying? These are private businesses that are run by the government. They have to do what the government says. Correct. It's not like they have an opportunity. Then you got these, these anti-maskers and shit. And like, I don't know. I don't blame them though, because like, there's so many people catching COVID, even though they're vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? Like the statistics are just unbelievable. And like I dropped my kid's first day of school today. He's 5. He started kindergarten. Oh, wow. And we're supposed to be celebrating his first day of school. And all we could think about is like, yo, if this motherfucker, because Casey, you ain't got no children, but kids are nasty. Kids
I know they
fucking touch everything.
They'll fucking like this everywhere. Oh my God.
They touch everything. They put things in their mouth. They touch other kids. They don't care. Like, it's the worst atmosphere, like a breeding ground, a cesspool. And so basically, that's what we're worried about. But at the same time, it's like, okay, we can't live in fear here, like, but because that's how it spreads when people are close together. That's not, if you're 6 feet away, you're fine. Yeah. But,
let's just hope your kid don't get it. That's all, just.
I know, man. I'm just praying to God, but.
Wash your kid's hands every time. Like oh my God.
Yeah, I'm gonna spray him down before he comes in the house. But I gotta go pick him up. We're gonna go pick him up at 2. But like, I don't know. You know what? I can't live my life in the dark. But that's why, you know what? I'm going to tell every young chef, every young cook, like, you need to put your work on social media. You need to have a social media following, because the money on social media is real, Casey. It's real. Like what you're doing right now is perfect. Like, keep posting daily, keep, for real. It's there. It's there. It's going to take some time, but it's there.
I'm here for the long run.
I would encourage every young chef to do that, because, dude, if I would have been I started a YouTube account back in 2011, 2012, bro.
I know.
If I would have been steady and consistent, fucking one video a week, bro, I would have way more subscribers than I do now. I had to restart my account, but I've only been doing it. I've been at it for a year, and it's like, not a year, but I've been at it for some while, and like, I see the steady growth, right? The steady trending up. And right now I'm just focused on, the future.
I'm with you. I'm doing the once a week thing. Been a while. Sometimes I did a slew where I did one a day. That was the roughest damn fucking 3 months of my life. It was rough, but I just wanted to see how it is. But I'm almost like 500.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I got an editor, and it's such a relief, man.
Yeah.
I don't like editing. I like creating content, but I'm not an editor, man. I'm not a videographer. I'm not a cinematographer. I just went down the rabbit hole and learned how to like shoot and film and kind of like put things together. But I feel really confident about the TikTok videos. I just don't feel confident with the YouTube. Like creating B-roll, the thumbnails. You know what I'm saying? The look, the color grading. It's just it's hard. Like I can color grade a little bit, but I don't have in-depth knowledge of like LUTs and shooting an S-Log and all this shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm with you. I mean, I pride in that stuff, so I like it, but I also don't want to pay somebody for it. At least for now.
Yeah, for real.
At least for now. When we're pumping out more content, maybe.
What I'm trying to do is, I know that this is only going to be short term. Once I can start making some real money off social media and developing my personal brand, I will break off a percentage, and that will be. So this is like, I'm thinking 6 months to a year, I'm going to be paying for an editor until it can pay for itself. But I know one thing. You see what I'm saying, right?
I do.
Like,
I understand what you're saying.
And plus, I got a couple side projects in the works that are going to be, I know are going to be lucrative. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's just having that editor. Oh, dude, fuck it. Take my money. Fuck it. Like,
take my money.
You know what I'm saying?
Why didn't I do this before? Yeah. I know how much.
Yeah, it's just better. Like, listen, I hate to say it, but we're old now, man. We're old. And like, this younger editor has a better idea of social media and the look of, what YouTube should be like. And I'm going to, she's only done 3 videos right now, but like, I know for sure just by the feedback that it's much better than I can do.
No, it looks great. Like I told you, I watched some of your videos, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, okay. It's a lot better. Yeah. It's there.
A lot better.
Yeah.
And we're just getting to know each other too. Like once we like really dial in, and the thing is she's also in the Bay Area, so that's good.
Yeah.
But once we really like start vibing, it's going to be a much different scene, because a long-term goal, I want somebody full-time, just, shooting, editing, filming, total, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have a videographer and then, an editor on the side, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want, because I don't want anything to do with it. I'll give you my camera. I don't care. Like, I will pass that shit off. I just want to cook and create content and not have to deal with any of that aspect. Just focus on building the brand. You know what I mean?
Follow-up question for you then. Are you planning on getting or rather building a studio at your location? I know you already have one-ish.
Honestly,
sorta. Your kitchen is pretty nice.
No, it's not, dude. Those cabinets they fuck me up, bro. The dark brown is the worst thing to have in a YouTube video. It literally, any other color would be better, but it is what it is right now, man. I'm not gonna sit here and cry like, bro, I pay almost $5,000 a month for this freaking place, man. It's like in Silicon Valley, it's very expensive, dude. It's very expensive. So I'm not married to California, but the thing is, we're kind of grounded here for now. But ultimately, what I want to do is I want to have a separate studio, like a studio kitchen, all the equipment, everything set up to cook and film, right?
Send it over.
Lights in place, 2 camera angles. You know what I'm saying? Seal the deal. I'll have somebody shooting for me. That's it, bro. Because you know what I'm saying? That way you can do batch program. You could do batch work. That's what I do. Like, I'll sit down for like on one day for like 6 hours, and I'll film like anywhere from 7 to 10 videos, and then I'll just edit throughout the week. But honestly, I get so bogged down with the editing process. That's why I need help, straight up.
Well, you got it right now, so that's pretty good. That's awesome. I'm glad for you, man. That's definitely a way to go. Eventually, if I start getting even more traction, maybe I might consider. But for the time being, I think I'm fairly well capable.
Well, hopefully, you know what I was thinking? Is this live on YouTube, Casey?
It's live on Facebook right now. So what we can do next time on your actual YouTube account, I'll have you sign on to here. We go live on your account, and I think we can, if we can nail down a time every single week. You know what I'm saying? And then what we can do is just we'll go live, and we can have actually people watching live. I know on YouTube it's actually like kind of worth it to go live. Quite a bit. That's what I'm saying. Quite a bit on YouTube.
Yeah, and then like we'll see where this goes, man. Like I think this is definitely awesome, and I can definitely commit 1 hour a week, and I enjoy doing this. I like talking to other chefs, man. I don't like, bro. I'll tell you what, man. Like, I'm literally like I want, what my ultimate goal is to like set up the next generation of chefs. You know what I'm saying? Like listen, we had it rough, man. Me and you, we worked for pennies on the dollar.
It's too much. It really is.
Like it is, man. And when you think about how much work we've done for the amount of pay, dude, it doesn't match up, bro. And I want cooks to have a different mentality going into it. Better work-life balance, better wages, better front of the house. It doesn't make any sense that the front of the house is clearing 6 figures and gets tips every single night, cashed out every night, and the cook's over there $30,000 a year less.
Yeah. Fucking sweating too. Like 12 hours grinding. Like it's
grinding.
It's
grinding. So
it's a brutal work.
That's that's kind of what my ultimate goal is. Obviously I got a lot of stuff on my plate right now, but man, we will get there. Because I see it. I see a lot of young aspiring chefs that have zero direction. Zero. And like I want to help everybody, and I'm gonna figure out a way to do that coming soon. But I think that's really important. It's really important for us to be able to teach and nurture. And like I had to learn a lot of things on the fly. You know what I'm saying? I had to fake it till I make it type deal, right? Like everything, hiring, firing, people calling out, all that shit. Nobody trains you for that. You need to, grab the bull by the horns, and I think what's really important is kind of giving the next generation of chef, especially like I posted a resume video, and I don't know if you saw it.
I did,
chef, but like, I had some kids reach out, like, and I think it's really important. Like when you're looking at a resume, man, you don't want a booklet, bro.
No,
you don't want
page,
a book.
Literally one page.
One page. Get to the point. I want to see that first paragraph. It better be enticing. And I don't know if you saw that video, but like the tips I put in there were like for every level, prep, sous chef, chef de cuisine, executive sous chef, executive chef. Dude, I talked about it all, man. Like negotiating your salary. I think these are things that people don't talk about that need to be spoken about. Like, I hate to say it, but when you look at a P&L for a restaurant, you could tell. I mean, it's so uneven. Back of the house labor. 10%, right? Like, it's just not a big enough percentage. Okay, this is the one thing that frustrated me the most being a chef is not having enough towels and aprons as you're growing up. Okay. Come on. I know back in the day when you were a cook, you were only allowed to have 2 towels and 1 apron for the whole day.
3 towels and half an apron.
3 towels,
actually. Thank you.
And when you became a chef and you look how much a linen costs and you're like 15 cents a towel, like hold up, man. Like I don't know how much it is now, but you know what I used to do, man?
It's only 19 cents a towel right now. It's only 19 cents.
Dog.
Bro, okay, I get like 400 out a fucking week. Like I don't care. Like it will. Yeah. I will have stacks of that.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, bro. It's like, you know what I did, Casey? I proposed in CapEx that we invest in a better table. Swipe the linen off the table, invest in a better table, right? And let me tell you something. You know how much money I saved in linen? It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. These tables were from the 80s. They had to be from when the restaurant first opened.
Oh, of course.
I remember getting a quote for CapEx, replacing the tables, striking out the linen. But dude, I didn't fight over towels. When there's not enough towels, everybody steals them. When there's
really does.
surplus, Yeah, like, dude. And then plus, you know what even helped me out even more, bro? I used to give the delivery driver breakfast when he came in.
Oh my God, I did too.
Dude, do it. I'm telling you, bro. He throws in a couple bags, couple chef coats, bro. No charge, dog. No charge. You already know.
This is the trick. This is the trick. I used to give my guy, if he knows it, I was like, hey, I'm gonna be there at like 8 o'clock. If you come in a little earlier, there's something waiting for you right there in the corner. He's like, yo, chef, I got you another few bundles. No, and this is on his dime, so it's not on me. I'm like,
but that's what I'm saying. Well, they always have extra just in case of operation needs extra. I was working with Alsco, and I remember asking the driver, like, hey, how does this work, man? Like, can we not change the invoice though? Can I just, I was like, look, how would you like this burger? Let me give you this burger, bro. I got 2 bundles. And then from there, it stemmed out. I'm like, listen, the burger cost me $20 on the menu or whatever it was. I'm like, dude, it's so much. It's so worth it. Like, I'll eat that in the food cost.
Worth it. I mean, what's one meal? I mean, I had a card too, if I really had to. You know, they gave us quarterly cards too. Like, fuck that.
Oh, like corporate card?
Know? Yeah. I was like, I'll just swipe that. That's not a big deal. I don't give a shit. I don't use it. I literally use it for my wife and my brother when they come in to eat or some shit. Other than that, it's like whoever needs a comp or whatever bullshit for that night. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
is your restaurant? Oh, go ahead.
No, go for it. Go ahead.
Is your restaurant more corporate status, or is it kind of like family owned?
Right now, it's a family owned. So it's just the one.
Cool. Is it an investor, or is it like, is the guy there, or is he a silent investor?
No, he's chef owner. It's all him.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's literally
That's good.
He opened it all himself 30 years ago. He's been at it for 30 years, and
it's almost time for him to pass the torch, huh?
No, it is. And you know what's funny? You mentioned Boulay. He trained with him while in his heyday, like literally at Cafe Boulud. Like it's
wow.
And he was telling me crazy stories. I'm like, do I really want to hear this shit? Like there's because
Danielle
some crazy shit.
Danielle is a screamer, bro. He screams, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember one time, man. Like, I don't think he does so much anymore, but I was at Cafe Boulud, man, and like, dude, my man didn't drop the French fry. He didn't respond because it was so loud in the kitchen, and he didn't say "oui, chef." And like Danielle was in the window, like, "Hey, the chef told you to," like he just fucking hammering, bro. And I'm like, oh,
that sounds like it.
I'm like, oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah. But I totally get it. But yeah, he was a screamer, and it was funny.
Yeah,
good chef, though. Great chef.
No, he's one of the greats. Like literally one of the top. But yeah, I do want to get into a little bit of overrated and underrated items.
Let's do it.
Just to kind of get into this, so check this out. Food tweezers, overrated, underrated.
I'm gonna say underrated, and the reason is because they get so much hate. But like for me, I have fat fingers, and it when you're talking about precision and plating, then yes. But when you're talking about banquets and trying to get the food out, come on, man, get the fuck out of here. So I'm gonna say underrated for certain applications, but overrated is not too far away, right? Like you're not gonna take a fryer basket with chicken fingers and French fries and have such an ego that you got to use tweezers. No. But if you're putting microgreens on a plate, if you are, doing something very intricate, tweezers are the way to go. But in all honesty, I would say it depends on the application. And I would also argue that it's more in the Michelin style, higher end restaurants.
Yeah. But no, I gave my first day there, I gave my cooks two of my tweezers. I was like, we're finishing with these. Because if you guys notice, like, especially on the micros, like wherever the fuck you touch, it's like, it's already bruised. I don't want that. Literally just here's the tweezer.
And you want to keep your hands clean as possible when you're doing the delicate garnishes. And I don't know about you, but I've seen a lot of cooks shaking. You know what I'm saying? Like slim shaky, trying to put a freaking.
Like this? I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, especially on sauce. That's why I'm usually the one saucing, or my other partner. Nobody else sauces because it's a process altogether, like it's until I can get you comfortable enough to sauce with me, then I'll probably pass it off to you. But for the time being, I'll do it. And towards like the end of the night, when there's like maybe like 4 or 5 tables, it's like, here, let's sauce together. Let's see how you do it. Boom. Okay, That's not too bad. I would say underrated too. Like we use tweezers at a restaurant. Specifically the 10-inch ones. That kind of gets that's like the nice minimum. I don't like anything bigger than that because it becomes too cumbersome. I can't put it in my pocket or my aprons.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Second item, higher end aprons, overrated or underrated? When I say higher end, anything more than
you mean
$50.
Hadley and Bennett?
Yeah.
Hadley and Bennett. So yeah, basically so they reached out to me and the only thing is like I wear Hadley and Bennett is because I was trying a bunch of them, right? I was trying the crossback and I'm not gonna lie, before that I have altogether 6 H&B aprons. Mm-hmm. But I will say one thing. I think they are very expensive for a young cook and for a line cook and a sous chef if they're paying for it. If the restaurant's paying for it, who cares? But I would argue that there's a place here in San Francisco. It's called Cason.
Yeah, I was about to say Cason's. I had Cason's all along for like the longest time.
Yeah, Cason does a really good job, man. Their quality's really good, and they're like half the price. And honestly, I am going to reach out to them. I only have one apron by them, but I'm going to reach out to them to see if they'll do like a chef authorized apron that is affordable that I can push as merch. Yeah, I want them to make a custom one for me. I made a custom one through the website, but the material's really good. It's really good. It's really good and they're affordable, and that's what I think is important. Paying over $100 for an apron, you're kind of paying for the clout. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. Hey, listen, I will be honest. I have a Hadley and Bennett apron from 2015. Bro, it's still pristine. I wear it all the time. It's the jean one. It's heavy duty. I wear it. So the quality is very good. But in all honesty, I don't like how short they are. And I don't like how I like the strings to be longer. But I will argue that they are. I like putting the strings back around and tying it in the front. That's the thing I like doing. But with the Hadley and Bennett, you have to be a little bit skinnier than me to do it fully. But But I don't think it's overrated. I think they're properly rated. Nobody's telling you to buy Hadley and Bennett. I know you see it in a lot of videos. But I'll be honest, I only paid for one of my Hadley and Bennett aprons, right? So I think for the consumer, if you're a young cook, you can spend $110 on something that's more valuable than an apron. Like
a knife or some other tools.
Something that's more valuable. I always tell cooks, invest in yourself. Cookbooks, courses. Yes, invest in yourself. Stop fucking around. Stop fucking around. Dude, knowledge is king. When you're having a conversation with somebody like me and I'm talking about Dover sole, you want to know what the fuck I'm talking about, right?
Dover sole,
you know what I'm saying? I think it's important to invest in yourself. I would much rather you take that $110 if you are not proficient in knife cuts and go buy a sack of potatoes from Costco and you cut all the motherfuckers. You cut batons, you cut dice, you cut large dice, you whatever. Yeah. Then you make mashed potatoes. You make a perfectly silky mashed potato. You make potato fondant. Dude, practice makes perfect. And a lot of people don't want to put in the reps. You know what I mean? So I would rather somebody focus on that than trying to, stunt with a $100 apron.
Now, I only say that, Brandon, because Hadley and Bennett reached out to me.
Nice, yeah.
And I actually got I put it to work. This is over 100 hours right now of the apron. I still got to wash it. The one thing I really got to say, though, the sponginess, I call it, this little texture, amazing. However, it is too short for me. Yeah. It is too short for me. I think I have the same apron, bro. I think I have the same one. Okay. Yeah. And but the only problem is it's like a mini skirt. That's the only thing I don't like. It really is. Now I don't like wrapping the stuff around me. So my viral video on my TikTok is the one I turned this to a crossback. So I'll show it to you right now, Brandon. So on the top of the thing, I think you've done this maybe a couple of times. You loop it to the top and you make a knot, right? And you're gonna put it on like a crossback.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's a good idea.
And it sits. Yeah. It sits on the top of your at the back of your shoulder instead of your neck. Because I hate.
Yeah, that's a good. So I got 3 crossback aprons, and I love them. The only thing I don't like is that the apron itself is too short, and the strings aren't long enough for me. And it's not. It has no fault to do with Hadley and Bennett. This is how they design their aprons, but I like longer. So the one I have from Cason is way more comfortable, and I wear that one for work. I don't wear the Hadley and Bennett for work. You know what I'm saying?
I
I wear the
mean,
Headley and Bennett I wear the Headley and Bennett at home because I'm only making one or two things. But hey, at work, dog, when it's grind time,
yeah,
I wear my casing. And I
right.
think that's why I was like, okay, well, I'd like to make my own custom apron. But then I saw that Sad Poppy was making his own custom. So I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to leave that alone because I don't want people to think that I'm like biting off a Sad Poppy. But what I was going to say is
I
like,
don't think so. Cause isn't he like part of their program? Like, doesn't he like know like somebody from right? Oh,
he works for them. He works for.
Oh, he works for
Headley.
them. Okay,
Yeah,
then
he's
never
their
mind
chef.
then.
But here's the thing. I wanted to argue to make a better, cheaper apron for people that can afford it. So when I worked at Hotel Bel Air, we only paid $35 an apron for the Headley and Bennett. But I bought like 30 of them, right? And we were able to negotiate a good price. And we were able to do it with other restaurants. So my idea was is, hey, what if I pre-order, 150 of chef authorized aprons at this price point, custom? But I think I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to go with casing because I would argue that, dude. I'm not going to lie, like, dude, I like their longer fit. Like, it's just.
I know. I rock casings at work. So
yeah, and they have some really cheap shit, but then they have some customs that are really nice, man, that I really can stand behind. But as chefs, we get free stuff and we get stuff that's, you know what I'm saying, like, Headley and Bennett. I gave away like 3 or 4 aprons of Headley and Bennett that I had.
There you go, have it, take it home with you. Okay.
Yeah.
So if anything, I'll link their stuff because I really do truly believe casings is the way to go. I've had casings for years now. I think I have four of their aprons that I cycle through. The other one I had to throw it away because it was just so old. Not a big deal on that, but way worth their price on the margin. Not a big deal. Final few things: overrated, underrated. French tops or saute burners? Overrated, underrated.
Wait, which one?
French top or a saute burner? Which one would you prefer? And is it overrated or underrated?
So honestly, I think it's 2 separate categories, to be honest. Like if you told me French top and flat top, then I would definitely choose flat top.
I understand you.
Because on a French top, you can still, I remember like, bro, I worked with the French top so much where I was like, this is stupid.
It is stupid.
This is a waste of time.
I hate it. Yeah.
This is a waste of time. You can only cook on this little part because the center's too hot to cook anything, right? Then over time, over years, it warps. And then if you pick it up and drop it, it's going to crack. And then cleaning that bad boy, I used to sear foie gras on it, and I used to have to clean it and scrub it. And then like everything used to get gunked up. But then the first time I was exposed to a flat top that was like an island flat top. So all the grease went around. And it was like, I would always go with this. Not the 3-sided flat top. I'm talking about a flat top that's actually like you can put pots on and you can, move. It's like brushed. It's brushed stainless. It's really nice. I think Danielle and John George have them all in their restaurants. I would argue that that's better. Now, when it comes to a 8-stove gas burner, I think depending on the volume of the restaurant, I think if it's a high volume restaurant, then yes. But if it's more geared towards higher end and fine dining, I would argue that induction for me is better.
Oh, you would do induction. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, and the reason why I say that is because the technology and the quality is a lot better, and it's way more even in cooking. And the fact of the matter is it's just cleaner looking. So you don't have combustion. You don't have combustion. You don't have you don't have the habit of shaking the pan, right? You cook things properly. The integrity of the food stays in the pan. And the reason why I say this is because I worked in a kitchen that was all induction, and I feel like it's better. So when you go to make let's say you go to make a dish and it's on a gas burner and you can rock 3 saute pans and you're doing this number. And then the problem that you run into is all the cooks keep them joints on full blast.
Always.
And not to mention they have a stack of saute pans in the back, just riding on hot. And I'm like, this is the worst thing you can do. It's the worst thing you can do. It only takes 30 seconds to heat up a pan properly. 30 seconds.
Yes.
So as you're heating up the pan, you grab the mise en place to cook. And this is how I would train. And but what I was saying is with the induction burner, it's just it's a cleaner look.
Induction is I don't know. I haven't worked with induction so much. I'm more accustomed to the French tops. Not the French tops, the saute burners. However, I do like combining it with an actual griddle top. Because like in my other when I worked at the country club, we kept our pots in there, like our sauces, and it was just like it was like perfect temp for it. You don't have to baby it. It was like perfect. You were just scooping the stuff out. And if I were to make my restaurant, like I think I would have a griddle top, like a flat top, right?
Yeah.
Like
But here's the thing, like for prep, I would argue that if you were to have like in the back of the kitchen, a French top and then 2 big candy burners, that's a different story because you're not talking about service, you're talking about prep. I think with the French top, you can fit more odd end pans and pots on there. You know what I'm saying? So you can have a big sautoir and you can have a braising pot and you can have 2, 3 little pots making wine reductions, whereas you can't do that on the 8 burner. So it really depends on the scenario.
That makes sense. If you say that way, yes, then that makes sense. If you were for prep, but I don't think for service. I don't think it would have worked. Even
for service, I think it's overrated. I think it's just, even with the new Maltini stoves, how they have them. If you look at any Maltini stove or Hessen, they're pretty much ex-nade. They have a real flat top in there.
I don't like it. All right, but that's it, man. That is our overrated, underrated segment for this one. Nothing too crazy over this week though. In terms of the restaurant, how was your week, by the way? Did you work?
No, I go back to work on the 29th. I can't wait. I'm super excited.
Wow, look at you go. Yeah. Must be
nice.
Dude,
5 weeks of vacation, man. But listen, I haven't taken a real vacation time off in 3 years. So
don't gotta tell me twice. Take that vacay. Enjoy that time off. You know, I preach this all the time. And even I was joking with you this morning when you texted me, yes, chef. I'm like, bro, I'm on my day off. Don't text me, yes, chef, because I immediately think tickets. I'm like, oh, god damn it.
Yeah. Like you stand up, you're like, oh, hold up.
I'm like, what do you mean? What? Yeah. Yeah, man. Not too crazy. Like I said, you can find Brandon all his links. I'll make sure to link all his stuff underneath below. You can check him out at Chef Authorized on TikTok primarily. Get all his videos. Also on YouTube at Brandon Dearden. Again, thank you for joining us today, Brandon. And I'll talk to you again next week. And then
sounds good.
From all of us, though.
All right, cool, man. All right, peace.